Alright, so when I left off part one, I actually realized that I missed out some of the less nice questions, so I've just quickly come back to sort those out. So what we're going to want to do for this question is solve it the normal way to begin with. So you see that this exponent is 3. So we're going to go to Pascal's triangle, which in this case is this. And for now, just solve it in the normal way. Okay, now we've got to this step. It's for this question, it's dead easy because it's literally asking you for the coefficient of x squared. So go down to x squared. What's the coefficient? 6. And that's your answer. So in my opinion, this kind of question is probably the worst that they can throw at you on the paper. So if you can get a handle of this, then you're going to do pretty well. So here we have the coefficient of the x squared term in the expansion of x plus a to the power of 4 is 96. Find the value of a. What we're going to do, because that's a 4 here, write out the Pascal's triangle row 4. And now we're going to keep going down until we find that x squared term. We found the x squared term, so we can basically ignore everything else. And remember, all of the, well, let me just show you. This is going to be a squared because these indices, so the squared and the squared, when they add up, they're always going to add up to this number here. So you know that this is right. So let's write that out. Alright, so now we're up to this point. This is just an expression, but we know that the coefficient of this is equal to 96, and the coefficient is just everything before it, essentially. So we know that 6a squared must be 96. Now just solve it like you would any other equation, so divide both sides by 6. And when we're square rooting, obviously, as I'm sure you get told a lot, make sure that you have the plus or minus because it could go either way. And here is your answer. Alright, so this question here I've designed to be a little bit more difficult, but we are going to solve it in the same way. So we're going to write it all out with the Pascal's triangle. So we're going to do the row that starts with 1, 5. And because we know we're looking for x cubed, we can just basically go down until we find it. So we know over here is going to be x to the power of 5, x to the power of 4. So we know that this is the one that we're after. Now remember, over here it says 2x. Now don't forget that because I actually messed that up in the previous take and I had to restart. And because this is a 3, you know that you're going to be timesing by a squared because 3 plus 2 equals the 5 up here. Make sure to expand that 2 into 8 because we're cubing that as well. So at the end of all that, we get this lovely expression here. And because we know that the coefficient of this is this, but we also know that's 640, we're going to solve that now. So we're going to divide both sides by 80, and I'm going to flip the terms around because I'm not sure why I wrote it like this. Now, as you can probably tell, we don't have a nice whole number here, so we are going to have to go into the roots, but that is okay. If you wanted to leave it at this, it's technically not wrong, but I would probably recommend simplifying that third, which would just become 2 root 2. And that is your final answer for this question here. And like I said, this is probably the most difficult question you're going to get in the paper regarding binomial expansion. So if you can get a handle for this, then you're going to be doing pretty well in that area. So I hope that helped, and I will see you in the next part.